Video, we'll be working on the product rule and the quotient rule. The first thing we're going to work on is the product rule. As you can see on the examples on A, B, and C, the product rule is used when two things are multiplied to each other. For instance, it looks like this. Okay? And when you do not wish to distribute things out before you take the derivative. So on part A, if you click over in part A, I can see that this one is an easier one for you to distribute it out, combine some like terms, and then take the derivative of. However, on part B and C, these are not the ones that I would like to take. These are not the ones that I would want to distribute out. So that's when the product rule is used. And if you look above in the little box, you see the definition of the product rule. However, I'm going to put this in my own terms so that way y'all can kind of understand it as you go. So what this is saying is that you're doing the derivative of the first one times the second one as it is without the derivative, and D stands for the derivative. I'm going to try to write that a little neater. Okay, so derivative of the first one times the second one as it is, plus derivative of the second one times the first one as it is. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to apply that in one of these problems. So I'm going to apply that in part A, and we'll see how that one would work. So I'm going to apply it without making this pretty first. So on part A, I'm going to apply the part A. This is what it looks like. And the derivative of the first parentheses, which will be 4x minus 4 times the second one as it is, plus derivative of the second one times the first one as it is. The derivative, once again, this is what happened, derivative of the first one times the second one as it is, derivative of the second parentheses times the first one as it is. If you wish to, you can distribute this out and clean up nicely. However, on this section, I'm just seeing if you can take the derivative by using the product rule, so I'm not going to emphasize that as much as of right now. So here in a second, I'm going to give you some time. Actually, right now, I'm going to give you some time to work on part B on your own. Please pause the video, and then we can check on our answers after you work on it on your own. So pause the video now. When you come back to it, this is what you should have gotten on part B. So derivative of x, derivative of the first one is 2x minus 1 times the second one as it is, plus derivative of the second one, which is 2x, times the first one as it is. So let's highlight that one more time. Derivative of the first one, 2x minus 1, times the second one as it is. Derivative of the second parentheses times the first parentheses as it is. Alright, so if you got this, let's go ahead and move on to the quotient rule. So quotient rule looks somewhat like this. On this rule, you really have a fraction that you cannot simplify any further. For instance, let's take a look at part D and E first. If you take a look at part D and E first, I know we have a fraction. However, these can be rewritten fairly easily without doing too much of work. So, for instance, on part B, I would probably write this as x to the negative 2 power, and then take the derivative. On part E, we saw that on last Thursday, I would split these up into 3 different fractions, and that's possible because we only have one term on the denominator. So I can split that up to x squared over x squared minus 3x over x squared plus 1 over x squared. And then I'm going to simplify a little further before I take the derivative, which will give us y equal 1 minus 3x to the negative 1 plus x to the -2, and then I'll take the derivative of this from there. However, the ones that we are working on right now doesn't really work out that nicely. So take a look at part A, B, and C. On those, as you can notice that on my denominator, I have little terms, so I cannot split these up. And I cannot make this pretty by factoring or anything like that. So we're kind of stuck with these. So when you are stuck with these, that's when you use the quotient rule. Likewise, there's a formula that's given to you on the top. I'm going to mark it with red. I know that looks complicated, so we have a little saying that we're going to remember it with this. Here we go. It's going to be, so on these, I'm going to return the bottom one as low. I'm going to return the top one as high. That makes sense. Since you're on a higher level than below. Okay? So the top one is saying, so this entire formula is saying this. Is in low times D high. I don't want to write it all. So this is low times D high, H is high, minus high times D low over low times low. You get low D high minus high D low over low low. You can't swap those out. This is your formula for you. So low times derivative of high minus high times derivative of low over low low. Let's practice that on part A. On part A, you cannot get more than one term on the denominator. So we're going to go ahead and straight on apply the quotient rule here. So we're going to be low, which is, oops. Right 3, but that didn't happen. So low D high, which is derivative of high, which will be 0, minus high D low, which is just 3, all over low low, which means I'm going to write low twice. So low D high minus high D low all over low low. And as I emphasized before on the product rule, you don't really necessarily have to simplify this. However, this one is such an easy one to simplify. It's kind of tempting to do it. So let's go for it. So 0 times anything is just 0 minus 15 all over 3x minus 2 squared. Good? Now, once again, pause the video now and try part B on your own. And work on it. You should be done. So pause the video and work on part B. If you worked on part B on your own, this is what it should look like. So derivative of low D high minus high 0 low D high minus high D low all over low low. You can simplify this if you want to. As of right now, I'm not going to. So practice this, and if you want to know what your homework is, please go check out your checklist and your calendar.